welcome. I just wanted to give you a quick rundown of some decks I got in November, and it's quite an assortment. It's kind of weird. But anyway, I'm going to start with the Salera Occulta Melora, which just came out in a second edition Kickstarter. Beautiful deck, beautiful box. The back of the box, if that matters to you. And the guidebook, to be honest with you, is almost impossible to read. There you go. Put your magnifying glass setting on. But it's nice little, summary of the cards. The deck is huge. It's got an Oracle and a Tarot. And you may have seen it in other channels, so I'm not going to do walkthroughs of any of these right now. But let's see. I don't know why it has this great sort of griffin or whatever creature card. And I apologize for the graininess of the video. I'm working with my camera settings and they're weird. There is an Oracle that has, like this says, Thurgy. Rebus. I don't know. There's probably stuff in the guidebook about what these mean, but I love her art. And I'm not much on oracles, so I'm kind of putting the oracle aside. The cardstock is wonderful. It's very matte. It's not a super bendy card. I'd say it has a core, but it's smooth and substantial and matte. The backs, I wish she hadn't put a gloss on because it's going to scratch. It's going to chip. And it doesn't go with the cards. I mean, what does that have to do with that art style, that sort of folksy, more primitive art style, and this glitz? Okay, I'm sorry if you're listening, creator. I don't mean to be negative because I love this deck, but that's the way I feel about the backs of the cards. The deck has a beautiful black matte gilding. Matte gilding is the only way I want to go. I see glitzy gold gilding and I go, eh. But it's the art, and as I say, the quality of the box and the card stock are amazing. And it's just, I don't know, it's this combination of looking a little rustic, a little folksy art, and the color palette. It's got like this rust and gold and black and white going on, and it makes the art pop. It's really cool. It's got character. It's not, the people, their faces and so forth are more interesting than your typical RWS or, medieval people in dresses kind of thing. It's just got really cool art. It's got some diversity going on in it. And they're big cards. I'll pull out a tarot. I don't have a lot of tarot decks here this month that are standard tarot size. This is not. This is super big, but you can see how much wider it is than some of the decks. Here's a box of standard tarot size. So anyway, it's wider, it's bigger, it's a little more oracle size. And I kind of wish it wasn't because my hands are not large, but I love the art. I believe you can still get it. It was on Kickstarter, but I believe it's still available. I'd seen the first edition and thought I really loved it, but it was out of print at that point. It wasn't available. And then when this came up on Kickstarter, I said, I have to have this one. And it's just so cool. And again, the palette, the artwork, the cardstock quality. I'm super happy with this one. So that was one that arrived in November. And I just have to get it back in the box. Okay, another one that arrived in November that I saw on someone's channel. I think Danny Mystic. But it's the Zamra Twins Oracle. And, you know, I saw this on a site for like $84, and then I went to Deviant Moon, and I don't think it was a scammer site, but, you know, it wasn't a scammer deck like a phony. But I went to Deviant Moon's site, and it was like, I don't know, don't quote me, 54, you know, something much more reasonable. So go to Deviant Moon to get this one. I think that's always safe because I think he gets ripped off a lot. His decks get ripped off. But anyway, it's an Oracle deck. It's not super thick, but then the cardstock is thinner cardstock. Very good cardstock, but not super thick. I love the backs. The art, it's interesting if you know Patrick Valenza's art and the Deviant Moon and the Mildred Payne and stuff. This has almost moved beyond that to be, or away from that, to be more medieval art kind of style. It's, or in some cases more like Hieronymus Bosch. It's really much more detailed art and much less, not cartoony. Deviant Moon isn't cartoony, but you know, it has that element with the people with the moon faces and so forth. This just could come out of an historical piece of art. So he's kind of creating this art now that's really, I mean, ignoring the two headless people, really beautiful art. And it's fun, you know, I mean, that's a fun card. But it's just kind of veering off in a sort of different direction from some of his other decks, and I love it. I think it's great. I have no particular use for this Oracle except the cards are tall and thin, which I love, so handling them is great. The cardstock is great, the backs are beautiful, and the art is beautiful. So this is one of those decks that I kind of, you know, flip through and look at the title and say, that's really cool. If you're an Oracle user, maybe you can think of another way to use these. I'd be interested in comments below if you say, oh, I can see this going with the X Tarot deck and giving me whatever you think it'll give you. So anyway, I love the deck, the Zamra Twins Oracle, and it is just wonderful to handle, just the size of it and the cardstock and the art. So that's, you know, my three biggies in tarot decks. So that was a November acquisition. I got the Ario, which I guess has been around for a while. And, you know, it's a magnetic closure box. Who's it from? It's from, I don't know who. It doesn't say on the back of the deck who publishes it. On the side, maybe. I can read it. Oh, Llewellyn. It's Llewellyn. Who knew? I couldn't tell. But anyway, it's like an archetypes oracle. Again, another oracle for me, 2 in a month, which is unusual. Really nice book. Full images. And I haven't, to be honest with you, read the book in detail because I think it would give me a lot more information about why that archetype, why that image, that kind of thing. But I just, when I saw it on someone's channel, I just loved the art. It's gorgeous. I mean, these are cards I would kind of frame I would put them up on the wall. A little glossy, kind of thin, large cards. But for me, I pull out this art and look at it. Again, that's a lot of what I do with decks sometimes. But you have on the sides, usually sideways, this one is Green Man, and others are, like this one is Mobius. So the cardstock in this case, it's substantial, but it's on the thin side and glossy. So I usually wouldn't even touch these because of that. But I love the art. So I think this is the creator of the book Sabin and Griffin, which I've gotten. It's an art book, with a story in it. And I loved the art in that, so when I saw this was by him, and I saw some of the art, I was like, yeah, I have to get that. So, I love, some of the cards I say, well, that's the Fool. There are some cards that I'm like, they are sort of typical tarot cards, but it's not a tarot by any means. It's an oracle. Pretty. Okay, and I don't know if I showed you the backs. So that is the Ario by Nick Bantock. A personal archetype card deck. And I don't know what to do with it except I'm enjoying the art. Okay, so that is the third that I got in November. I'm actually trying not to buy too many decks. But the Salera Ulta was a Kickstarter I'd signed up for like 6 months ago. So I bought it a long time ago and then I got it. You know how that is. And then the last one I got, it might have been end of October, but early November. I haven't done a video on these decks in a while. Is the Tarot of Tales, which I'm sure you've seen on other people's channels, mass market. And so is the Ario, by the way. You can buy that on Amazon or wherever. But this Tarot of Tales, I kind of looked at for a while and I said, no, is it going to be worth getting? Well, I'm trying to find the publisher again. It comes with a book, a really nice little hardcover book. Chico Books, that's who it's from. Beautiful hardcover book, and what it does is, which is fascinating, it's a Tarot of Tales. Let's say you pull 5 cards, and depending on where in the position of the spread your card turns up, you take that. Like here's the third item. And you get a first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and you string them together as a story. You take those meanings in the order that they came in, and you read one paragraph, then the next, and you've got a tale, a Tarot of Tales. And they're tales you create. It's not like a fairy tale deck or anything like that. The art is really nice. I really like the art. And again, my resolution on this camera is not that great to show you the art. There you've got like 3 little raccoons together on the 3 of coins doing some work. Some of the interpretations, the way the artist has interpreted things, 9 of coins, you've got these worker ants or whatever trying to bring something together. The devil, I love the devil. It's this little mouse and this huge shadow of almost like a rat overshadowing it, going after it. And it's cool. It's a different kind of devil card. 10 of Wands. I love that it's 10 dragons, fire-breathing dragons, which is, wands. And 10 of them just spouting off fire. Burnout, that's kind of what that card is about. Page of Wands. It's a very much an animal deck. 7 of Cups. It's a frog looking its reflection. The aces all sort of represent the element. Whoops, that's the back of the cards since I came up backwards. 4 of Wands is like someone stepping through a fire swamp. Just the ways that the elements are represented in these is kind of cool. 2 of Cups, or 2 fish. 10 of Cups, all these little otters. Queen of Cups. So anyway, this is the Tarot of Tales. As I say, it's got a wonderful book with a ribbon to mark your spot, and you can build stories with it. And I think that's really fun in a deck to have that kind of aspect. And I do love the art, and the cardstock is matte and you know, decent cardstock for a mass market deck. And the images are fun to look through. There's the moon is a rabbit walking down a trail with the moon up here, and it's just different. The interpretations are, or the representations are a little different and make you think about it. And I like that in a deck too. So anyway, those are 4 decks I've gotten in November, and I think they're fun. I think they're great. If you want to walk through of any of these, I'm sure you can find them online. People have done them. But let me know what you think of these decks. Do you have them? Do you like them? Okay, guys, you take care. It's right at the end of November for me, so we're coming into the, you know, midwinter holiday, however you celebrate it, being dark and short days. Every culture has a different thing for that time, whether your winter is in the summer or in the winter. So enjoy that time. Sit in front of a nice fire with a hot cup of something. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care.